What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Burke, aka Dan's Great here, and welcome to this special video for Final Fantasy X. There are some journeys in life that never truly end, and for me, Final Fantasy X is definitely one of them, because even at this point, there is pretty much an infinite list of things that I can still do and still try with the game. Now, of that list, there is one thing that stuck out to me that in more recent times, I wanted to try out and see if I could do. So this video in particular is going to be about something that I've been asked about a lot of times over the years. I will admit that it's by more hardcore fans of the game that I've been asked this, the people that are more into like challenges and mechanics and that kind of thing. But it's something that I do come across periodically and people ask me if I've ever done it. And so today is the day in which I will share with you my first attempt at doing the Penance Extreme Challenge. Now, if there's one thing that I've learned from the audience that I've been blessed enough to reach over the years, is that a lot of people that watch this type of content, they're not necessarily into challenges and like hardcore gameplay stuff themselves. They're just generally fans of the game and the channel, and they find these videos entertaining, and they get to see a game that they like be played in a way they might not have seen before. And so I think for the majority of viewers, this is going to be another one of those videos. As a result, I do think it's worth explaining what the Penance Challenge is and what I intend to do before I properly launch myself into it for the first time. Now, it's not something I've admittedly researched particularly heavily, because as is the case with almost any challenge material that I do, my goal is to always approach it as blindly as possible and just try my best to figure out a way to complete the challenge at hand. And so if I go too deep into it, I'm going to come across people's setups and strategies and all of that kind of stuff, and I wanted to keep away from that as much as possible. Now, what I do know about the Penance Extreme Challenge is that it follows one simple rule, and the rule is to defeat Penance without ever attacking or defeating its arms. Now, you don't have to know too much about Penance to know that this will completely change the difficulty profile of the battle, and so the core challenge is to be able to do that. So that's the core premise of the Penance Extreme Challenge, and that's what I'm going to be trying to do in this video. But if you zoom in a bit deeper and go a bit further, there's also variations, it seems, within the Penance Extreme Challenge itself. So from what I've seen, there's two different ways that people have approached it. The first one is what seems to be the easier method, and then there is the harder method. The easier method, based on my general knowledge of this battle before even going into it, would be to break the HP limit and do this battle without attacking the arms with a party that can break the HP limit. And that's what I'm going to be trying in this video, because it's something I've never done before. I've never fought Penance properly in like the normal version of Final Fantasy X. I did the P. Birdman mod, of course, but with the normal version of Final Fantasy X, I've never defeated Penance without attacking the arms before. And so this is something that is new to me, and I'm going to be fighting Penance in a whole new way that I've never done before. And so as a result, I will go for the easier version of this challenge first, and if I'm successful, then in the future I might look into the no break HP limit version, because that sounds brutally difficult, and it's the kind of challenge that took years before it was ever completed. So as you can imagine, gamers will be gamers, and a few years after Final Fantasy X came out and Penance was available, the strategy for defeating Penance was realized, and in general we all know it. You have to hack down the arms as quickly as possible, leave the main body on its own as much as you can, or leave only one arm alive at any given time, and just hack away at the main body until you can get things done. People kind of realize that, yeah, okay, like, this is cool, but this boss has 12 million HP, and this is kind of like a bit of a repetitive and not so challenging way to defeat this boss, if what you're looking for is like a true super boss kind of challenge. And so before long, people started to wonder, well, what if you couldn't attack the arms? Let's say that Square Enix designed this boss in a way that you could never target the arms in the first place. How much harder would the battle be, and would it still even be possible? And so people pondered this question for quite some time, and on YouTube at least, there's video evidence from as far back as 16 years ago of people attempting the Penance Extreme Challenge with no break HP limit as well, like the most hardcore variant of it. But for me at least, I'm not going to sort of go in too far, because it could take a very long time for me to figure it out, because the battle is so long in and of itself. I want to do like the quote-unquote baby version first, and you'll see, I mean, even the baby version I'm sure is going to be quite a challenge compared to the regular Penance battle, and then we'll go from there and see how far we can take this thing in a future piece of content. So that's what to expect from this video. It's going to be a long one, and it's going to be my first ever attempt at trying to defeat Penance without attacking the arms. So it should be a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get into the main video in which I start to talk about the setup and how I'm going to approach this battle. Let's have a little look at the setup, because I have done a little bit of prep work, but nothing too major. I'm going to rely on generally my knowledge of Penance and the battle and my Final Fantasy X experience, and obviously see how things are going to go as we proceed here. So what you're going to watch here is going to be like my first true attempt. Up until this point, I tried to set up like an armor that I thought might do a decent job in this challenge, and I made it through the first phase, which was definitely much easier than the second phase. And then once I got to phase 2, I was like, okay, I've made it far enough that I can basically stop playing now and then do like a live commentary to see if I can do the whole battle and get this job done. So that's like the general background so far. I have defeated phase 1, but phase 2 as of this point is untouched, and that's where the real challenge is going to kick in. Now, what excited me about this challenge was that initially the very first thing I tried to do was be like, oh wait, I can use someone like Auron, because in a challenge like this, you're probably going to be struggling to have full HP all the time, and his celestial weapon is going to be great because it does more damage. So I was doing all of these kind of things, and then once I was actually attempting the battle, just like testing, I was like, hold on, wait a minute, this guy has counterattack on his weapon, and as a result he's counterattacking the arms, and well, if you counterattack them enough, they're probably going to die, and well, the whole concept is to never attack them in the first place, and so this includes counterattacks, and therefore I cannot use the celestial weapons of Auron, Tidus, Kimahri, and Wakka. So that leaves an all-female front line facing off against Penance. Now, I didn't want to dabble in trying to make like customized weapons and see if that works better. I just wanted to use the celestial weapons for the 3 female party members because they don't have counterattacks, and see if I could do it with just the girls only. So it's basically like a Charlie's Angels, the Angels of Death versus Penance, to see if I can get this done. So for me at least, that's quite exciting, because that doesn't happen too often in these kinds of runs, and therefore we will be using Rikku, Yuna, and Lulu to hopefully get this job done. So let's have a little look at the setup now. The first thing you will notice is that Tidus is called Attack here. The timer is at 36 hours. What's going on? Especially these days, if I'm doing more like one-shot challenges where I want to do something just to do with the endgame, obviously I'm not going to start a save file from scratch and build it up and do all of that stuff. I just don't have the time for that. But we have so many amazing tools now that you can basically use an existing save and modify everything to have it how you would want it for a particular challenge or a particular type of post-game run. So what I did here was take my auto battle save file and I converted it into something that I can use for this particular challenge. So let's have a look at the stats. Now we have 255 strength, 255 defense. The magic is irrelevant, we're not going to be using magic in this run. Magic defense 255. Agility, as always, over 170 is fine, but you can get it to 255 if you want that slightly better initial counter value, but once the battle gets going, it won't matter. Luck needs to be over 110, because Penance's luck is 10, and so if you have 110, you'll be guaranteed to get a critical hit every single time you attack Penance, and evasion and accuracy are irrelevant. So the HP is absolutely maxed, but I'm going to try to not use MP at all in this fight, and what I mean by that is I'm going to use 3 stars, and so hopefully I won't need like any MP stats with this one. And so the stats that you currently see on your screen, once again, they're completely possible. They're not like beyond the realms of what you can do with the sphere grid, and so that's the general kind of stat lines that I have for the girls before the battle begins. In terms of the weapons, Yuna has her Nirvana, Rikku has this weapon just to start things off, and then I'm going to switch to her God Hand afterwards, and Lulu has her Onion Knight as well. So that's the general setup here. In terms of the armor, ignore the names of the armors. I used a editor called Farplane Editor, and more recently it's my game editor of choice for Final Fantasy X, because basically almost everything that I can do with Final Fantasy Editor, which I've mentioned countless times over the years, I can do it using Farplane Editor on the fly while I'm actually playing, and that makes it super useful. So you don't need to like save your game, extract your save, mod your save, put it back in, and all of that kind of stuff. I can literally just change my stats and my equipment on the fly as I'm playing, and it makes it great for like experimenting, testing, setting up save files, and all of that good stuff. So yeah, I started with the base of a haste ring, and then I added these particular abilities. So all 3 of the girls, they have the same armors, ignoring their names, they have the same armor. And my logic here is that ribbon is absolutely essential, because once the arms are going to be active for the entire fight, you're going to be dealing with stuff like Calamity, which has numerous status effects, and you're going to be dealing with the petrification effect of their physical attack. So there's just too many status effects for you to completely ignore something like Ribbon. So I feel like Ribbon is absolutely essential for this one. Another one that's absolutely essential, unsurprisingly, is Auto Haste. I feel like it has to be, because you're dealing with 255 agility enemies here. There's going to be 3 of them now. And so kind of trading turns with them and trying to get as many turns as possible to heal, to dispel, to attack, to prepare, to do everything you need to do. We need as many turns as possible, and obviously Auto Haste is going to be the only way to do that. And so it feels to me like Auto Haste is a must. You can't just toss a Chocobo wing, they get dispelled, and you're going to have to do dispelling because of armor break. So Auto Haste, again, it feels like it's got to be there. I think the scope for having different ideas and strategies comes into the final 2 slots. Now, my logic was that the single most deadly attack, if you have max HP, 99,000, is going to be that Terra Graviton, which takes a whopping 75% of your maximum HP. So for me, it felt like the only way I can even try to do this with break HP limit would be to have Auto Shell, because there's absolutely no way, once again, I can keep Shell up for everybody and also deal with Terra Graviton happening all the time and that kind of thing. So this was my general setup, and I figured if I get really low on HP, I have my ace in the hole, which is Riku's final elixir ability, and she can heal basically maximum HP for everybody in 1 turn. And so I figured it might be worth a go with this to see if I could go the distance. And so that's generally what we're going to be trying here, and I would do my best to try to defeat Penance without killing the arms, without swapping any of the girls out of the front line, and just going for it with this particular setup. So let's get started, and I'll talk you guys through the first phase of the battle, and then I think we'll move ahead to the second phase to save a little bit of time and get going there. So let's do it.
You're counting on.
Okay kids, it's time to go. Buckle up.
Yeehaw! Here we go!
Right, let it begin. The Penance Extreme Challenge, trying to defeat this monster without killing the arms. So, I will preface by saying this editor, plus like this editor has the ability to basically leave a sensor on all the time. It's another one of those things where it's like, yeah, but that's cheating, it's immune to sensors. And I'm just like, you know what? Every single piece of information that the sensor shows you, you can track that yourself if you're willing to literally get like an extra document or leave a calculator up and just work on all of that stuff. Honestly, at this stage for me, I just don't care. I'm an old man. If there's a facility like this that saves me tapping into a calculator every single piece of damage that I do, and then adding back on every single piece of regen health that Penance gets, I'm going to take it. At least I can see how far I've got in these attempts and how things are going to go. So that's why I am using this particular thing, so I can keep track of Penance's HP. So that's something you will be seeing here, but I think it's a nice tool to help with these kind of things. So, I will kick things off with a Tetra Elemental mixed with Chocobo Feather for Ultra Noble. The plan here is to basically never get KO'd. That's the general plan. If I can make it through the entire battle without being KO'd even once, that would be perfect. Now, that's probably going to be unlikely based on what you're going to see as the battle goes on, but that's the aim. And in terms of like buffs, major buffs, that's basically all I have. So I've got my Auto Shell. I've got Ultra Noble, which is going to reduce physical damage by about 1/3, so that's kind of going to be my Auto Protect. I'm not going to bother to keep trying to reapply Protect. It's going to keep getting dispelled and removed too often. So that's going to be basically the major buff that I have here. Other than that, we're going to use 3 stars because we're obviously going to be trying to make use of things like Quick Hit. We're going to be using Quick Pockets a lot, and so those things cost a ton of MP. And so if we don't die, then 3 stars doesn't wear off either. And so it's all good. Gonna entrust to Rikku, give her some more overdrive. Once the moves of the arms start coming in, then I'll start talking about that stuff a bit more. But basically, as of this point, Lulu and Yuna are already ready to attack. Let's just go and see what happens. Obviously, as a result of the Celestial Weapons, you're going to do your full damage because it ignores defense. And that's another reason why it feels like making customized weapons for this one. Surely it can't be a good idea. I don't see how that's going to work. So yeah, we will continue like this. See how we do. Now for my second thing, the next thing that's going to be important is going to be mixing up trio of quad 9. Reason being, basically, as you can see, our HP is so high here that we are going to be taking like massive chunks. I've focused on Auto Shell, but that leaves me a little bit more vulnerable, and Terra Graviton is still going to do 37,000 damage, and so I need to heal a lot. And the best thing, obviously, about the likes of Quad 9 is that I can go in here, I can use a Mega Potion, which normally would heal 2,000 or 4,000 if you have Alchemy, but I can basically use it like a healing water to heal 9,999 throughout. So I have a total of 198 quick pockets here that can heal me, well, that can heal the entire party 10,000 HP in basically no time at all. So that's going to be one of the major perks. Of course, alongside that, I don't always have to heal the whole party. Depending how things go, I can use X potions, and it's going to be a very long battle, so if I run out of them, I can use high potions for the same effect, etc, etc. So trio of quad 9 is going to be very, very useful in this battle. Okay. I'm going to trust one more time, because there is one more thing that I would like to do in terms of preparation before we truly get going. And it will give us a chance to see some of those early turns. In comes Obliteration. Normally you always have like your Auto Protect, Defense plus 20, all of that fancy stuff. Here we only have Ultra Null, and as a result we take 15,000 damage every single time it happens. But honestly, it's not the end of the world. Given how much HP we have, we should be able to survive that. Now, it's time to talk about CTB, my favorite topic. So, if you look on the CTB, you can see there is a absolutely tiny slither of a pink line before boss 1 and boss 2. Because we're operating at such high speeds here in terms of the agility, those little bits of CTB are going to make all the difference. And I felt like from the attempt that I had, one of the most important things in this battle is going to be back-to-back moves by Penance and its arms, and me basically trying to counteract that by blocking that off and intercepting turns as much as I can, or intercepting back-to-backs as much as I can. So what we know from our CTB stuff is that if you use a move like Quick Pockets, which is a rank 1, and you have the kind of agility that Yuna has, so like basically max agility, and you have Auto Haste, this is like the quickest thing that you can do in the entire game. And so if you look, even though there is an absolutely microscopic pink bar between Yuna and boss 1, I still get the move first. Why is that? Because technically you can see the pink bar is the same size. If you look really close, you can tell they're the same size. But if you've seen my massive CTB breakdown video, you will hopefully remember or know that the characters, the party members, will always get priority if it's going to be the same tick. So this is good, but it's also, it has its limitations, because what's going to happen here, for example, let's say we heal up like this. What I want to do, ideally, is I want to split the turns for boss 1 and boss 2. The reason I want to do that is because this right arm here, boss 1, it has a move called Calamity, which gives you all 4 of the breaks, of which Armor Break is the important one. So at this point, it's going to get back-to-back turns with this guy. And if I can't split the turns, there's a 1 in 3 chance that Calamity will get used on one of the party members, and then there's a 1 in 3 chance that the left arm uses a physical attack, and if it does that, then it's going to do 99,999 and you're going to die. So basically the odds of this happening are not super high, and I hope to basically see it as few times as possible, but this is the single basically most dangerous way in which you can die against Penance, is back-to-back moves in which you get something like a armor break and you have no way to dispel it before the next attack comes in. And so now, even though we have our mighty Quick Pockets, despite how fast it is, basically, because our turn is on exactly the same tick right now, I can't intercept those turns. And so it's going to be a bit of a kind of juggling match to see which ones I can intercept, which ones I can kind of split, and when I basically just have to wait and see if I can survive. So that's the general vibe. Let me continue to attack here and you can see some of these turns in action. So Calamity does come in, and then it's Sloga. So provided that it doesn't use its physical attack on the person who got hit with Calamity, obviously it's going to be okay, and then you're going to have plenty of time to dispel and make sure you're back on track. So it's not too bad. So I will keep attacking with these guys. The first form, like I say, is not too bad. It's definitely doable. You'd have to be very unlucky to have any major struggles. And so the final thing I will do, I have a full overdrive, is I will basically mix up a Gambler's Spirit and a 3 stars, which will give me Eccentric. Since we have such high HP and the damage we're taking in relative terms is not that high, the overdrive gauge will take a while to charge. But thankfully, mechanically, if you have a triple overdrive weapon, you can also stack that with Eccentric for another ×2, and then you can use Hotspurs to stack it another 1.5x. So the overdrive stacking in this game is pretty insane if that's what you need. So in general, I will be spending a lot of time going into Dispel and just making sure I haven't forgotten to dispel anybody who's been armor broken. But this is the general gist of the first form. There's not too much to it. There's a lot more to think about in Form 2, that's when it really comes alive. Most likely, to save a bit of time, I will, after I've got my preparation set up, and you can see how the battle's flowing, I will start to just kind of move it forward. But you can see how fast Quick Pockets is. Like the fact that you can just come in this quickly and heal is going to be really, really important here, and it's going to be key. I think it's going to look very... This is basically like my auto potion. If you go no break HP limit, you have auto potion, which does it instantaneously. For me, this is like the next best thing, but you get the benefit of having break HP limit levels of HP as well. And so already we get our first chance to split the turns. If you look at the CTB, you can see like boss 1 and boss 2, there is a, well, in relative terms, a decent sized pink bar between them. This means that in this scenario, even with a quick hit, with a rank 2 move, I can still break their turns apart. And so this, again, saves me from a potential KO. So that's the kind of thing that we're generally looking for in this challenge. I mean, this is like the first true attempt where I go into the second phase as well. So it might not work, this might all be bullshit. Might now have to kind of go back to the drawing board. But I think for now, since I can make it to second form, I think it's kind of worth investigating this angle. But I think I can keep attacking here. It's relatively safe. I've got good levels of HP here. We haven't seen the Terra Graviton yet. That's when the healing becomes a different kind of level, and you have to start burning through the items in order to keep that healing going. So once again, anytime you can see even the slightest blip between the two turns, you can split them with Quick Pockets. So even for something as slim as that, you just come straight in and the move is yours. So it's very, very powerful. So there's one final thing. I do want to use Hotspurs with Rikku, and once I do that, then we should be off to the races and we can start racing towards phase 2 where things really come alive. But here, I'm forced to, I was about to use Hotspurs, but now I can't because I have to Dispel. I don't have a choice. You basically cannot face any attacks with Armor Break. You just can't. It's too risky. Obliteration is guaranteed to kill you anyway, obviously, if you're armor broken. And the arms have a 1 in 3, well, a 1 in 9 chance each of killing you every time you're armor broken. So you have to be super duper careful. But this phase isn't so bad because you only have one move that can give you armor break. But in phase 2, once Obliteration becomes Immolation, things start to look a bit different. But yeah, with Quick Pockets you can start to, if you want to try and conserve more of these Mega Potions instead, because these are like the most important healing resources you have. If it's not absolutely necessary, you can, especially in phase 1, I think you can go a bit harder on stuff like X Potions. But this is a bit annoying, picking on Rikku here. Just need to cast Hotspurs, man. There you go. Been very lucky so far. There's been basically no Terragravitons, I think, yet. That's insane. So you can see I have things prepped here. Stamina Tonic, Shining Gem gives us Hot Spurs. And now, for me at least, my preparations are complete. This means that if anyone does get KO'd, this is basically the setup that I need to recover to. The Eccentric and Hot Spurs isn't that important, but I need to get back up to maximum HP, and I need to get Ultra Null on there as well as soon as possible. Otherwise I start running into massive problems. So again, the goal is to keep everybody alive, but if it doesn't work, then we just have to try our best to recover. That's when things get super treacherous in this battle. But yeah, I think in general I should be fine. So this is basically the first form, and it's looking relatively pedestrian for something that's called, like, you know, the Penance Extreme Challenge. It's not like, it's nothing too crazy. And you think to yourself, well, it's not that bad. Surely a bunch of people would have done it by now. And well, to be fair, the Penance Extreme Challenge itself, it has been done quite a lot at this stage. I've seen at least maybe like 4 videos on YouTube. And well, it's not exactly the kind of most mainstream challenge in the world. So I would say, like, this challenge is definitely, it is a legit challenge, but it's not anything too, like, monumentally crazy. It's not like a, you know, no sphere grid, no summon, no customize, no overdrive, Brass's Fine Leon or something like that. But it's definitely tough. So I am looking forward to that phase 2 and see if I can get through it. Right. I still want to split the turns here, I think. So as you've seen there are going to be times where just no matter what you do, you just cannot split. They're going to sync up and you won't be able to break apart. If there's no ticks between them, then there's nothing you can do. Slowly coming in. Yeah, been very fortunate. Not a lot of Terragraviton happening at all, which I'm happy about. And so I think from here, I will switch Rikku to her God Hand and then just continue doing the damage. And it will probably still take me like 20 minutes or half an hour or something as I keep checking stuff and going back and forth. But I will see you guys in the second form, because that's when the action is really going to happen. And we'll see how things go from there. Okay, this is where we have to be super careful in this battle. So for the first phase, I've worked it down all the way to 9.076 million. One more hit and we're going to transition into phase 2. Now, health-wise, I'm not in a good place right now, so I'm not sure if it's the best idea to do that. In terms of resources, this is what I have. It's okay. It's not great, but I think we can manage. Basically, I want to put myself in as strong a position as I can before we transition over to the next form, because that's when I guess the challenge will truly begin. That's when things are going to get really dangerous, so we'll see how it goes. What is the best way to tackle this? Yeah, I think that'll do for now. Okay. Here we go. Whew. Phase 2. Now, this is going to be very, very interesting. Now, phase 2, obviously, immolation is already going to be... It has pros and cons, but more, I guess, cons than pros. The pro is that it only hits one character instead of everybody, so that's good. But the bad thing is that individually per move it does more damage, a little bit more damage than Obliteration would have to this team. And 2, more importantly, it's another move that inflicts armor break. And so once again, if we have a situation where we have Penance acting and then one of the arms immediately afterwards and we can't split the turns, then we're in big trouble, because again we have to basically ride our luck and hope that immolation isn't followed up by a physical attack on that same character. So it's the same odds as we faced previously, but it's going to happen, like, we're going to be facing those odds twice as frequently as we did in the first form. Therefore, it is going to take a little bit more RNG to keep the whole party alive and hopefully not have to rebuild if someone gets taken out. So let's see how we're going to do here, and I will talk about the most important aspect of this challenge very soon. So for now, let me just try to stay prepped. And I'm going to take things very slowly here to make sure I do it as correctly as possible. Okay, immolation number 1 comes in. Okay, so it's time to talk about immolation, Judgment Day, and counters and all of that kind of stuff. Again, people who know this game well and know the Penance Battle well and know the Penance Extreme Challenge will be rubbing their hands together, because this is the crunch of this challenge. Like, you can deal with most of, if not all of, what Penance throws at you, even with the 2 arms together, but Judgment Day is a move that can really change the entire complexion of the battle. And if it wasn't for some geniuses back in the day that figured out or found out how the Judgment Day counter works, this challenge would have been all the more almost impossible to complete. So first of all, Judgment Day is a horrific move that will hit everybody for maximum damage, and if you have auto life, even if you do recover, I think there's a good chance that your team is going to be so broken that the arms are just going to come in and absolutely wipe you out by the time you're ready to continue. So how do we avoid Judgment Day? Well, what we're supposed to do to avoid it is to summon our Aeons. So these guys will come in and hopefully take the hit for us. That's basically the plan. That's what we need them to do. But how do we know when Judgment Day is going to happen? What some very clever players found out back in the day is that there are 2 things that increase the counter for Judgment Day. When Penance uses immolation, it's a +1, and when you inflict damage on Penance, it's another +1. Now, if before Penance's turn begins, it's at 19, then it's going to use Judgment Day if both of the arms are alive. And this is another reason why the normal Penance is so much easier than this particular version, because you can avoid Judgment Day completely if you play it the right way. But with this challenge, it's completely unavoidable, and the only way you can even survive it and complete the challenge is by keeping track of the Judgment Day counter and making sure that you are able to summon an Aeon before it happens. And you're going to be facing a whole bunch of these because the counter is 19, and that's not a huge amount when you see how slowly progress gets made sometimes. So that's the explanation of what we're going to try to do here. It's something I've never really tried to do before. It's going to be really nasty, and I don't have much faith in making it through this first attempt, but let's just see how it goes. Okay, so I've spoken for a while. Let me just double check, make sure I know what's going on here. Okay, we have no armor breaks currently. Our HP is looking pretty good, so I think let's just go for it. Do that first chunk of damage. And literally after every single attack I have to note down the counter. So this is 2. And then Dispel. Dispel doesn't do any damage, so I'm assuming it doesn't count. This is something that I haven't checked, but we'll have to find out. But I'm pretty sure it has to be damaged. Uses Immolation a second time. That's 3 on the counter. At this stage, like for this first attempt, I just want to survive a Judgment Day and come back into the battle. Like, even that would be quite a big deal for me. Right. I'm gonna keep the pressure on here. I have 66,000 minimum, I think, and I can't split the turns again. So let's just go. Okay, that's number 4. And you can see the good thing about Immolation is that it takes quite a while, like it's quite far down the CTB once it's used. So that is pretty nice. It's something that we can definitely benefit from a little bit. So again, just really going slow, double checking, triple checking everything. Because if you're not ready for that Judgment Day, if you haven't kept count correctly, it's going to be game over. So we cannot let that happen. Okay, that's number 5. 6. Rikku just a dispel machine at the moment. We can split turns here, that's good. And arm number 2 doesn't afflict armor break, so I think we're okay. But I think I will steal quick pockets here. We've conserved our items pretty well for this first part. Okay, that's fine. Again, giving myself plenty of turns after Immolation, because one of them will 100% be wasted in order to do Dispel. So let's do that. Immolation comes in. That's number 3. That's number 8. So this is just like an exercise in just being really, really observant and careful about what's happening. And well, also you do need things to go your way too, of course. Right. This guy just Mighty Garden has been like 80% of his moves. Has a 33% chance ordinarily, but... Terra Graviton, we don't like that. Thankfully, the Judgment Day counter isn't like... If you don't attack it, it does take quite a long time to kind of come back up. So I'm trying to not use Riku's final elixir unless I'm really in a pinch, because I just hate the delay that comes with it. So I'm going to keep using my resources for now. Okay. Yeah, Riku's just been dispelling every single turn basically since the beginning. We'll X potion this time. Now, how are we doing? Yeah, we can split. Let's go. This is number 10. I think again right now I'd prefer the control of having the extra turn afterwards. Yeah, because that stupid move might come and I need to be ready. So depending on how much Terra Graviton is used, it really can just eat away your resources. And now we've hit one of those moments where, like I say, Immolation will come, someone will get armor broken, and then the arm will get a turn immediately after, and you can't block it. So we're going to see how this plays out. Have no choice here but to just wait and hope for the best. So Judgment Day is like one of the obvious biggest things, but the second thing is, will you be able to get back on your feet if someone gets KO'd? That's something I haven't tested yet. Here we go. So 11 on the Judgment Day counter, if I'm counting correctly. It's going to be funny because if there's like experts tracking along with me and I've made a mistake, then yeah, they're going to be cringing right now, saying this guy has no idea what's going to happen. Right, let's get back on the attack here. So you can see I have 0 MP, so I'm doing 97,000 damage instead of the full shebang, but I think we'll be okay. So we did 2 more attacks there. Trying to make sure I keep track, but that Terra Graviton is just brutal. It's being used so frequently, I really don't like it. Arm 1. I don't think Arm 1 can kill me here, so I feel like I'm losing too much ground at the moment. I want to keep attacking. But in case a calamity comes, I do need to do this at the least. And well, obviously I need to save Rikku in case it's a physical attack. Okay. I kind of feel like I still need to do this. I gave away a regen, but that's okay, because we were on the same tick. It was only 100, so I'll allow it. No damage here. Sloga, good move. I think I should be fine here. There we go. That's number 15, I believe. Right, here we go. 16. So Judgment Day is coming soon. Right, Calamity. Just absolutely brutal stuff going on here. Sorry if I'm not commentating as much now, I'm really trying to focus. Yeah, we have to keep dispelling. Yeah, those arms have gone back into sync, which I always hate. Would love another Sloga right about now. And well, Rikku has no overdrive at this point. I might literally just entrust. Right. This is going to be 17, I believe. You don't have to be perfect, I guess, as long as you're... In some cases, as long as you're like close enough. Because of course you can go over 19, provided it's not Penance's turn yet. So if it's 19 or more, that's when the Judgment Day will come. So if you give yourself like an extra 1 or 2 headroom, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to be okay. Okay, that's pretty good. So I mean, we still have over 8 million HP to take out, so you can get an idea on ×2 speed how long this is taking me. There must be a better strat than this, because those videos, I'm pretty sure they were like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like either they were playing on ×4 or ×2 as well, I don't know, but it's, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is the dumbest way to do it, who the hell knows. But it's not even clear if it's possible at this stage. I still need to successfully survive a Judgment Day. Right. So this is going to be tight. I'm going to push it one more. So if I'm not wrong, this should be 18. And now, as long as Judgment Day doesn't get used, I've done the right thing. If Judgment Day gets used, then I've basically failed. The reason I've done this is to give myself just a little more time to get a few more hits in before the first Judgment Day comes. So we'll see if I made a mistake here. Oh boy. Please, 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 please. Okay, good. Immolation. I believe that's number 19. So I think I've kept a correct count here. So now, before Penance's next turn, we absolutely have to summon. Yeah, so at this stage I don't have to keep count anymore, as long as I'm doing what I've got to do before the next move. So we've got to navigate this very carefully. Okay. Spell. Okay, here we go. Quick pockets. I might as well use one. I can split the turns actually, so therefore that's what I will do before I summon. And again, this is where quick pockets and weapon changing is great, because it's like a surgical procedure to try and just like slide yourself in between that boss 1 and boss 2 move. But one mistake can cost you everything. So for example, this is not going to work. So it's now or never, basically. I have to summon now. Otherwise I'll be in big trouble. So, summon time. I believe in this scenario I should be able to just summon something like Valor 4, because it's going to be the arm that gets, sorry, it's going to be Penance itself that gets the turn first. If there's a scenario where, let's say, it's going to be boss 1 and then Penance itself, basically you have to survive an attack from an arm, and so that's why I think that's when it's a better time to call out like my stronger Aeons or the Mega Sisters. So I think Valor 4 is a good call now. I didn't even prep like far enough to give them all full overdrives and have them do damage. I should have done that. Damn it. I'm an idiot. Okay, here goes nothing. Yeah, this is tense. I've literally never, I think, survived a Judgment Day like this before. Man, I should have given them all their full overdrives. I'm such an idiot. I don't know why they have weapon and armor here. But yeah, I'll use shield. Maybe this is because I have the far plane editor open. But yeah. I believe I can just attack here because you're going to die anyway. Yeah, can't even break damage limit. This is what happens when you just like kind of Frankenstein an old file. But at least I was right. I predicted Judgment Day correctly. And so we have survived. Now I believe, based on my CTB knowledge, that Lulu should get the turn when we come back. There you go. So this is where my study of the CTB has served me well. I knew what was going to happen when I came back. So that was good. Should have been better because honestly I don't think I prepared to come this far. I think stuff like that makes it clear that this is not very deep into my research and study for this one. Okay. Does this mean we go straight on here? Okay. I mean, we had a great run here. It would be a shame if we got the Calamity and Slap combo here. I'm hoping that's not the case. Right, there's one. So we're starting a new counter now. We just took a lot of damage there. Nice. How are we doing? Yeah, we're burning through the Mega Potions pretty quickly. I'm trying to protect them. I do have the Mega Elixirs afterwards, but I want to try to rely kind of less on them if I can. I mean, I'll definitely have to dip into them, but I'll probably use all of them. We'll just have to see. Okay, I think now we can keep going. Just need that Sloga. Need to desync these guys again. That's 2. Just really have to stay on the ball. If I misjudge one Judgment Day, all of this is going to be for nothing. So at this stage, barring like bad luck, well, maybe not even bad luck, but just the general luck of the battle based on the setup, it looks like there's a chance, but we're still at 7.5 million. So yeah, there's work to be done, and there's a lot of time for things to go wrong. Sheesh. What a battle. I always said I feel like this is more like how Penance should have been. Maybe not exactly like this, maybe drop it to like 8 million, but have both of the arms or something, or even 6 million, 5 million. Could have worked. So again, I can't split the turns, therefore I will just keep going here. I'm pretty sure I survive either way. Okay. Wow, all 3 of them get turns back to back and I can't. That's annoying. This is danger zone. Again, worst case here, I'm trying to think 18, 19,000 from Immolation, 22 from that, about 40, like 78,000 is the worst case if one character gets picked on for everything. So I have to assume that's not going to happen. Right. The counter's going up quite fast this time. I managed to get a few hits in early on, so... Okay, that wasn't so bad. So I mean, that threat is constantly looming, but thankfully it's at low enough probabilities that you're unlikely to see it actually manifest that many times. Hopefully. I'm really trying to stay healed here. But we do need to keep moving, otherwise that HP is just going to stay there forever. Another one. You see, at this stage I'm not actively counting along, but I'm doing my best to keep track here. Say we keep rolling here. Yeah. Like, you can take your time, but there's a certain momentum that you need to hit, otherwise I think you're gonna start to have real problems with your resources. So need to be very careful. Again, worst case here, we get a Terra Graviton, which leaves Rikku with 15,000, and then we can probably heal our way out of that. Okay. Yeah, thank God that Immolation has such a hefty delay. Right. We'll take that. Hopefully dropping below 7 million soon. Again, do my best to conserve those mega potions. There's Immolation. That's number 10 by my count. This time I might have messed it up, honestly. There was a phase where I got slightly carried away. But I'm gonna play it kind of conservative. Make sure I don't mess anything up here. Right, no Terra Graviton, please, Sloga. Yes. It's a good move. Okay, now I think we can get back on the action. Get it down below 7 million. Just chipping away. That's number 11. Maybe counting out loud is the better option for me. Less chance of making a mistake. Yeah, the arms are in sync again, but it is what it is. 12. I don't think I dropped below about 93,000 damage, so I'll take that to be basically max damage. Is close enough. So we go. 13. Yeah, Rikku and Yuna are on the same tick, so again, if I sacrifice this turn, it will be fine. Yeah, okay. So I can heal everybody here. Then I can dispel, and then I can quick pocket or change to split the turns. Okay, below 7 million, that's good. At least if I can get past the halfway house, that'd be nice. But this is going to take me all day at this rate. This strategy must be really bad. I don't know. There must be a much, much easier way to do this, but hey, that's the whole fun. We shall see if this can go the distance. Oh well, I can double. Well, there's literally nothing I can do here. I think with a quick hit, surely I can't. Oh, I can. That makes things more interesting. I think I've got to go for the quick hit then. Okay, that's a 14 and that's a 15. Yeah, so again, splitting those turns, it keeps me safe here. Whoever got armor broken, I can dispel. Now it's risky time again. Okay, good. We made it. And Sloga was another good move. I swear this time Immolation came around so much more quickly. I guess it's because Rikku used an overdrive previously. That's probably why. Okay. 16. Dispel. Is this enough? No. Yeah, this is one where we have to be careful. Again, we have to split turns properly. So quick hit's a bad move here because as a result, it's going to be harder to... Basically, we can't split the turn between boss and boss 1. So, as a result, we have to play it like this, I think. Yeah, that was a bad move. Okay. I think we're on track in terms of the Mega Potion usage. We're doing okay. This should be 17. Or at least something like that. Right. Gonna go for it here. 18. Especially, again, there's a big, massive gap between Riku's HP and everyone else's. This is a good time to just bring her back a little, I think. Yeah, we're doing okay. Yeah, so it's going to be Judgment Day next. I've got to prepare for that. I'm going to stop counting at this stage. That's at least 19. Now we just got to do as much as we can without taking any major risks. Okay. I would say once again things have worked out pretty well, but we've got to think about what happens after the summon once again. Yeah, this is the best way because, again, we get the most amount of turns after the summon happens. So, same trick again. Once again, I kind of want to grand summon, but yeah, I lose too many turns. It's not worth it. I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that I'm an idiot. And well, we're probably going to need a lot of these. I haven't done a huge amount of damage in between this, so... Yeah, especially when I have this opportunity where I know it's Penance attacking first, I should be taking advantage here with these guys. But yeah, the battle just looks so different. It's such a different level of focus and like general experience and knowledge needed. There you go. At least I did 47,000 there. That's something. Well, I think Pain can hit for... I mean, when you think about it, when you put all the damage together from the Aeons, it's impressive. But I mean, is it possible to do it literally with just the girls only and absolutely no summoning? I don't know. It seems like just a tier of low possibility that I'm not even interested in finding out. It's too much. I was going to say, I really hope that's not a Terra Graviton, but I will take a chance to mix here because Judgment Day is obviously a slow move, so I think I'll take some time to get back up to speed here. Yeah, so it hasn't delayed Rikku like a supreme amount. I think it's a good start. Alright, here we go, once again. One. And Yeah, can't split the turns again. So not much I can do. That's the second hit. And I'm literally just going to do the third because we have 2 more turns after that anyway. Have to ride our luck a bit. Calamity does come in. Okay. Let's be ready for that. Basically, all hell's going to break loose if someone ends up getting KO'd. That's when, at this stage, that's when things are really going to get interesting or basically fail. And well, I would say 50% of that is like my focus and 50% of that is just generally how the RNG is going to treat the rest of the run. But yeah, again, split those turns in case that was a calamity. We're about to cross the halfway point soon. But there's literally probably like another 2 hours to go here. It's going to be like some 4-hour battle on ×2 speed. It's classic Dan's Go 8. Okay, come on. We got this. So it did use an immolation, which I forgot to count initially, but I added now. Let's keep going. I think I can just attack. Yep. There's number 5. None of that. Six. Here, I don't think we need to split the turns. Yeah, no one's in danger of dying. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. Alright, that worked out decently, I would say. And well, especially this phase, most recently, has been good for conserving items. And we can split the turn between... Ooh, no, we can't split the turn between Penance and the left arm. That's not good. That is not good. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna quick hit here. That's 8. And well, it's the case that, let's say again, the worst happens and someone gets KO'd, the more turns I have after that KO happens, the more chance I have of trying to at least recover the situation to some degree. So I think that's why we won't go too crazy here. Because I can't quick hit and keep that turn. No. So it has to be this. Yeah, the best thing I can do is just give myself as much time as possible after, and well, make sure the rest of my characters have as high an HP amount as possible. Right, here goes. Okay. We live to fight another day. Add the immolation. Do not forget to do that. Help out Yuna. This has been a bit more of a resource heavy phase, but I think it's worth it at the moment. We're doing pretty well, so I think we should just keep moving. 5.7. Sloga. Yes. I love it when I ask the game to do something and it does it. Gotta love that. Honestly, I should probably use Mega Elixirs instead of Mega Potions. Now that I think about it, because obviously they give MP back, I can eke out a little bit more damage every time. So maybe that's a little optimization that I should do if I can remember it. I've got used to using the other ones. So like now I try to use Elixir instead. Okay, that's not so bad. Right, let's see what happens here when I quick hit. Yeah, okay, that's good. But I think that's it, the rest of them can't. I think as long as two of them have the turns afterwards, I think it'll be fine. Yeah. This should work. And then I will toss a Mega Elixir this time. Right, that's number 14. It's going to be quite tight on the next one. I have to be careful. Spell. Okay, that's 15. So far so good, just have to keep going, and then it really does come down to, am I going to screw up or are we going to get a bad run of RNG that could ruin everything. Okay, we're still doing well. But we slowed down a bit. Again, depending on how the dice roll here, you just go through ebbs and flows of doing a lot of damage and then not doing so much. So we're still not below 5 million yet. We've been stuck here for a while. But again, we can't split the turns. As we can get a quick hit in. 16. Okay. 17. From here, we're going to have to chill. So once again, we've got to see if it's going to be enough. Right, that's 18 at the least. Spell. We have to double dispel here. Again, sometimes you need those turns, so that worked out okay. And I can split them here. That's 19 at the very least. And we can just keep going, I think. So I think we're on pace here. We should have enough summons to get the job done. I was wondering if we would, but it seems that we're doing fine. As long as we can keep up this tempo, I think we're good. Let's just get Lulu back. She's taking a bit of a battering here. And well, remember, once the X potions run out, we do have normal potions plus high potions. So singular healing is not going to be a problem. Can we squeeze in? We can. Okay. Right, quick hit won't get the job done here. Obviously, if we get some nasty moves from the arms, we want to make sure that we're ready for that. Yeah, so quick hit's not going to work here either. Right. Just really biding my time, because I know Judgment Day is coming next, so I have to be super careful. Let's see. This would be the absolute worst time. Thankfully nothing happened. We're good. Yeah, and once again we do have a turn afterwards, so that's good. On to number 3. Let's go for it. Thankfully, I think once I reach 18 or 19 on the count, I always have 2 or 3 more hits after that, plus the Aeon as well. So the odds of me counting wrong by like 4 or 5 is pretty low. So I think we should be okay here. Okay, another 41k. Every little helps. And there's Judgment Day number 3. So we're still hanging in and continuing to chip away here. Alrighty. Let me just have a double check of everything. Okay. So many times these stupid arms just get those back-to-back turns, man. It's really annoying. It's like I feel like I have to just dodge a bullet every single time. Like I say, the odds are low, but it happens so frequently that over the course of a 3-hour battle or whatever, 3-4 hour battle, it's gonna add up, so we're just gonna have to see. Okay, we're still good. Yeah, I would say that was a favourable set of moves. Spell. Yeah, this time we've not been able to make as much impact yet. Let's go again. And it's always just like number 1, arm 1 always gets a turn first. Obviously they know that the one afflicting the break should often go first. But I'm going to take a bit of a risk here. Well, it's not really a risk. I mean, Rikku will survive either way. But let's just see. Okay. Yeah, honestly, this time I think I'm going to do this. Yeah, we'll be able to split the turn, so it's fine. It's 3. And I think even Lulu might be able to actually. Yeah, she was on the same tick. Nice. Okay, that's good. Yeah, there's nothing else I need to do here. I'll just have another check, make sure I haven't screwed up. Nope. Still okay. Nice. So that's a quick 5 on the Judgment Day counter. And you can see those arms are just locked together. They just keep getting those turns back to back, and there's nothing I can do about it. Just keep hoping for the best. Mighty Guard and Sloga. That worked out very nicely. And finally, Riku's back in the mix too. It always takes a while after that overdrive to come back. Okay, that's another one. So I would say at this stage, I'm like fully in rhythm. Okay. But that Terra Graviton always just nasty. But we can split the turns, so that's good. And I'd say we still have a lot of healing items here. I'm well past halfway, and I've still got a decent chunk of very good amount of healing items. I mean, if I had like 80 megalixirs left, then I'd say I'm in trouble, but I've got a nice chunk of headroom here. So I'm hoping that we're going to be okay. Let me megalixir again, actually. Right, another immolation comes in. Right, I'd say so far so good. Just make sure we dispel. Okay. Right, everyone's back on equal footing. And I think we can go back on the offensive now. Let's do that. There's another one. And I'm not sure I like Lulu having the turn, but because it's the left hand, again, we can't be armor broken, so I think we'll be okay. Yeah, that was the worst outcome, but even then, I think we're okay. You can see the difference Quick Pockets makes to your life. It's absolutely insane. It's a move that, like, ordinarily you're like, yeah, okay, like, it's cool and everything, but is it really that important? And well, in certain occasions it really does shine. I'm gonna get another attack in here while I can. That's 11. Almost below 4 million. Right. What happens if I quick hit? Yeah, again, I can't get the turn. Fine. So, bit of a slow one here, but we'll get there. Just have to hope it's not a Terra Graviton this time. It'd be annoying. Okay, good. How do we do with quick hit? Okay. I think we can do this safely. Yeah, that's another one. Almost under 4 million now. Yeah, we can't split the turns again, I just realized. Shit. Okay. Yeah, if we can't split the turns, then safety first. I think assuming that no one will get KO'd until the end of the battle is probably not the smartest way to approach this, so all I can do is just ensure that if we do get KO'd, I have the best chance of recovering, because it's going to be a lot of recovery and it's going to be brutal until we get there. So that's why having the resource overhead is important too, because you might waste a whole bunch of stuff until you're back in this position, if at all, basically. So we shall see. So number 13 here, I believe. Right. Another double dispel coming up. One for you, and one for me. Right. Again, I think we're safe here. I don't really need to split the turns. Yeah, I'd say that worked out pretty well. But they're back in sync, of course they are. Bastards. Yeah, I think we've got to take this. Nice. That's 15. 16. Yeah, definitely not allowing all three of them to get a turn back to back. 17. Okay, I think we'll stop there. Right, there we go. Mighty God. And one of those. Okay. So business as usual for now. It's looking good. Just staying quietly focused here. And I can, I think, afford to do one of these. This would take me to 18, I believe. I'd have to be quite wrong for this to not work out. Okay. Definitely not going to push any further than that. Yeah, okay, good. So again, the count stops now. So you can see, once you're used to it, like, it's not the most incredibly difficult thing to count, but you just have to pay attention and know what you're looking for. And once you do, you just have to make sure you don't make any really silly mistakes. Yeah, can't split again. Yeah, that Mighty Guard is getting used a lot. Okay, let's go for it. No. New, not this time. Right, here we go. Not too bad, I guess. Right. I think Yuna should be able to get a turn in before Penance once again. Yeah. Once again, this is like, again, CTB knowledge, right? This is where you need to know that you can get that turn in, because that's going to affect the decision you make. And also I know that I'll be able to basically cast a Dispel at a time that I need to. And so all of this stuff kind of comes together to help you survive in these situations. So let's see now. Yeah, so this is what I mean. These quick pockets are just godly. Here, I'm not gonna play around. I'm gonna make sure I just get my Dispel in, and then Lulu will get a turn afterwards to split afterwards if she needs to. So I think we'll go with this. Right, here we go. Literally none of them have overdrives. That's so funny. Because I was playing like attack only, basically they never got used. Oh damn it, throwing away so much damage. Then again, wait, are they elemental or not? I always forget if like Hellfire is fire damage or not, or it's non-elemental even though it looks like fire. Anyway, let's keep going. It's too late to change anything now. Pretty sure there is a version of this challenge with no break HP limit as well, which is like the extreme penance challenge. So I don't know, if I can get through this one, then maybe we'll look into that, and with that I'll be better prepared with my Aeons, I hope. Yeah, no break damage limit for her, but we're doing well. Right. Once again, the twins are stuck. Just see if I can slide a quick hit in. Wow, look at those turns afterwards. Oh, sorry, that's what it looks like originally, but then it changes on the CTV. Just pay attention to this. Basically, you can see the 1-2, and then you see a big chunk of turns, and then Penance himself. But watch what will actually happen here. So you see those turns magically moved up. Again, this is one of those things I wouldn't know if it wasn't for the great P. Birdman. I mean, how could I do this challenge without referencing him? But in his Ultimate Companion Guide, he mentions that the arms basically gain like a temporary auto haste status while they cast the move, which is super annoying. But that's why where they appear on the CTB before and after their moves are not the same. So annoying, but that's how it goes. So let's get rid of this. Get focus once again. I think I want to get one more in. And then does quick hit get in front of Penance? It does. Okay. That's number 2. Alright, that was a better set, and I can split the moves there because of Sloga. So that's good. And another for you. Now, does this split? This would be nice if it did. Doesn't quite. But I'll still take the hit here. And Yuna and Rikku can do the splitting. 3. Yeah. There you go. Should be good enough. Again, I just want to double check I haven't done something stupid and like forgotten to dispel someone. Nope. Okay. That's just the kind of thing that sometimes you can autopilot and forget to do, and you'll seriously regret it afterwards. Right. Yeah, on phase 2 alone has been over an hour so far. But honestly, it's not like a 3-4 hour battle on ×2. It's probably closer to like, honestly, more like 2 hours, I'd say, which is not bad. Considering obviously I'm taking a lot of time to talk about things and stuff as well. So yeah, on ×2, it's definitely not like absolutely insane. Basically the same length as Minerva, right? In Crisis Core Reunion hard mode. I'm the worst super boss I've fought in a long time. We'll always say that. Okay, we have a lot of HP here, so I'm going to go for it. It's number 5, and we can just dispel that. Sloga, love to see it. And another one. Yeah, should be safe. This theme being this good helps it not bug me as much as such a long battle. Always helps. Right. Oh man. Ooh. Now we have this happens rarely. As you've seen so far, we've come all the way down to 3 million HP almost flat. And now we have a situation where all 3 of them are synced up. This is not good. So much so that I'm like, should I summon here? Is this worth summoning for? Because this puts me at a big disadvantage. This is how you have a problem. So Penance is going to come in first and use Immolation. That's guaranteed to inflict armor break on somebody. Then the right arm will get a move. It has a 1/3 chance of using its physical attack. And then there's a 1/3 chance that that physical attack will hit the person who has armor break. So that's a 1 in 9. And for the left arm, the equation is the same. So you have like a 1 in 9 and then a 1 in 9. So basically like 2 in 9. They're independent, but that's how I generally think about it. Is that worth the risk? If I summon instead, then at least I know I survive Immolation for a fact. And what I do I have the headroom? Well, kinda. I'm not sure it's smart to throw away an Aeon here. Honestly, I think I might, because again, I know that Rikku gets the next turn here. Literally, I think I'm going to try and survive this. That's going to be the play. I'm going to try and survive. This is the biggest risk I've taken by far in the run so far, but I feel like I have to do it. Now, part of me wants to cast that Hyper Mighty Guard, but one of the advantages of this whole thing is that you can use full life, and if you have like break damage limit, I believe you get them back up to their full HP instantly, and so that's really going to help me recover again. To that end, honestly, I think I'm just going to give 2 of my people protect. Like temporarily it might be useful. It's not going to last very long, but if someone does get KO'd and I need to basically recover, I think it could make a difference. So I think that's how I'm going to play it, because whatever I do, I can't break these 2 turns apart. So I'm not going to summon a shield. I'm not going to do that. Let's just try and see what we can do here. And then I think I will... yeah, I'll do the same with Yuna. Okay, here goes. This is the danger move here. Everything can change very fast depending on what they choose. It could be... okay. Oof. Wow. So the same person got hit with Dispel twice. That was definitely a pretty fortunate outcome, I think, considering the circumstances. But the threat never ends, because look, already they're back, and they're going to be having a nice back-to-back turn again. This is horrible. But I survived. That was the biggest risk we've had up until this point. But at this stage I really need to start doing damage again. I feel like I've got stuck. Yeah, I've been stuck on this for too long. I think we should get moving. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there you go. It's a good pair of turns there. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. But not for this one. I think this is the best way to do it for now. fine. Yeah, I think we got enough. It's 12, I think. Man, I'm glad I survived that triple sync. That was nasty. That was seriously nasty. Okay. But so far, I'd say we're looking good, especially because I gave myself those extra protects as well. Depending on how lucky you get and how often you need to cast Dispel, you could keep it for a little while. Do I still have both? I don't think so. Yeah, they're gone now, but at least for the move that Rikku took a minute ago, she was able to get Protect from it. Just another check. Okay. Let's go. We haven't had to resort to Riku's Final Elixir too much. I think, especially as I got further along, I realized that I could manage, like I had enough resources to quick pockets quite frequently, and that made quite a difference. Let's keep going. Might get a second Terra Graviton here, so I've got to be careful. No. Yeah, I think we can go for another move here. Because, again, we won't be able to... Then again, maybe we'll be able to split if we... No, we can't split at all. There's no split available there. Yeah. It's a bit of a ropey part. I'm just trying to make sure I don't make any silly mistakes. I just can't afford to do that. Don't need a Mega Elixir. And then the final turn I use to Dispel here. Right, that's number 17. Oof, there you go, nearly once again. That was very close to being a KO. Close indeed. Okay. Let's keep going. Yeah, basically I can stop the counter at this point. Also, wow, she's getting picked on. 20. Right, once again, we have to be careful here. You see, this time we got a... This is a different scenario to the ones we've had previously, where Penance's left arm gets to move first, but there is a very tiny CTB gap that we need to try and slot ourselves into, or if we can't, we need to be prepared. So, and well, we also need to dispel, so we need to try and sort all of this out. Get that done. Okay. Now, let's see what happens here. Yeah, so we do need to deal with this arm turn first. Hopefully it's not a Terra Graviton. Okay, it's not too bad. Right, now we summon Bahamut coming up. So I counted at least 20 attacks plus the one that's coming in here. So again, I'm pretty sure I've got the Judgment Day right. But it is going to be quite close. I don't want to use Impulse because then I'll hit everybody. 43,000, and there's your Judgment Day. I mean, this is quite literally my first attempt, like where I've made a concerted effort to go into the second phase. My first attempt, I got to basically the separation, and I was like, okay, if I can make it this far, then we can record like a live commentary sesh and just see how it goes from there. So, I'd say we're looking pretty good right about now. Down below 2 million. Of course it did Terra Graviton. But we're still doing good. We have plenty of resources. I think we're in a good place. Sure I can slide before, yeah, that's the turn I want. There's 2. Trying to bring it home now. Yeah, with this one, Penance and then the arm gets the turn. I think after Judgment Day, that's when it seems most likely to kind of sync up like that. Okay. It should be fine. Even if it's a Terra Graviton, it will have to be a bit of quick pocket spamming, but it should be fine. There's quite a CTB gap there. Okay, that's good. Once again, these are the moments that could destroy our run, so we have to be as careful as we can. Okay, we're still good. Still in it to win it. After like basically almost 2 hours. Just that relentless sinking. Done. Loves that Mighty Guard. Thank God it does, to be honest. It's better for us. $1.6 million. We're definitely closing in now. But this is the time where we have to be the most focused. This is where things can go wrong. When it's been this long, this is when you can make mistakes. Mistakes you will regret For a long time. But yeah, again, I'm still preferring to rely on quick pockets instead of using Riku's overdrive. That's really like if things are looking kind of life and death. But we haven't seen many slogers from the left arm, so there's just a lot of bad synchronization happening right now, which I'm not liking. I need a slogan to come in. Okay. Yeah, can't split the turns. Can I slide in? I can't. Therefore, I will keep waiting. Basically on standby right now. Mighty Guard pops once again. There you go. Perfect. Good little distribution moves there. Perfect. There's another one. And can we do another one? Yes, we can. Okay. Just want to double check again. Yeah, we've got a ton of HP. I have to try and take advantage here. Sloga. Not this time. But still, this move isn't... Especially when we have high HP, the slap's not a big deal as long as it comes in isolation. It's not as bad. 11. Yeah, can't get in this time. I think we'll go with this for now. Yeah, this time, Penance and the second arm. Yeah, I think she has she has a single tick advantage on Lulu, so it may be worth just doing this. It's 12, I think. And then from here, I think I'll just bring Rikku up to speed once again and just wait it out. Right. Yep, there we go. At this stage, I'd need to calculate how many times we faced those scenarios to know if I've been lucky or not. It feels at this stage like I've been lucky to not have a KO, but as I say, the odds are not that high. So at this stage, I really don't know, but I just want to get the battle done. It's kind of rare that in Final Fantasy that in a tough challenge battle that you don't have to rely at all on RNG. I mean, I would certainly know, coming from No Very Good Dark Anima, I had the RNG of a lifetime there, so that's generally how it tends to go. It's not always the case that you can have a foolproof battle. But let's stay focused here and try to get this job done. We've come this far, don't want to screw up now. Yeah, a bit of a resource heavy section here. 1.2 million, getting close. Mega Potion's finally running out soon, but we should have plenty of Mega Elixirs to take over. So I'm not too concerned for now. Can I get in? I'd say that's good enough. Okay, that's 15. Yeah, if another Terra Graviton comes in, it might be a bit risky, so I'd rather not do that right now. Don't want to get too impatient now that I'm closer to the finish line. I don't want to rush and mess this up. We still have, what, like, Anima, Yojimbo. We have at least 3 more Shield Aeons, so I think we've got plenty of time. So let's not go too crazy here. Just really wait for it. Hopefully we get a nice Sloga to help us out here. Yes, we do. And now we can look to be a little more aggressive. Bring it down below 1 million. That's nice. Right. It's going to have to be quick pockets again, just so I can get that turn. But I definitely prefer wasting items. Well, not wasting, but having to do this instead of dealing with like the Russian roulette of back-to-back turns. It's a percentages game for sure. Right, that was a 17, so it's almost certain that the next round is going to be Judgment Day once again. Let's have a look, just make sure again. Okay, under 1 million to go. Let's do it. 18. Can't split. It's 19. Alright, that's not too bad. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, again, we can't split turns here. But we can do that. That should be number 20, so I'm just really trying to make sure that the next move that's used is Judgment Day. Let's summon Anima. Feel my pain. Come, Anima. I'm hoping Pain ends up doing the business here. Okay, we'll take that. We will take that. The Aeons have still played their part. They've done a few 100,000 damage collectively at least. Well, just over maybe like 200,000, something like that. It's insane how big Anima is. Like, it makes Penance feel like basically the same size. Makes Penance look a bit small. So Lulu lost her turn there. Yeah, I think it's these arms. They're just sneaky little shits, like the way they get their turns. And it was Lulu next, but I don't know. With the arms, it's a little bit annoying. Okay. Where are we at right now? Don't need to dispel anyone from our crew. But we do need to dispel this guy. Okay, that's a bit of a mean start. Especially for this like final little phase here. Let's take our time. Let's do it right. And get the win. Just 6 more hits. We can do this. Right, they're out of sync as well, which is good. I think we can go off to the races now. Yep. It's definitely a very safe spot to start. I'm counting anyway, it shouldn't be necessary, but just in case, I don't want to, for some wild shit to happen and then I lose count. That would be really dumb. There's number 2. There's Terra Graviton. Yeah, okay, I can split the next turn. That's nice. That is nice. It's looking good. Stay focused. Yep, 4 more hits. Loves a mighty god. 5 more hits now. Thanks to that. But they're remaining desynced, and so whenever I'm ready to go on the offensive, I'll be able to get this job done. So we faced a triple sync only once, I think, in the entire battle so far, which I have to say is pretty good. Either even facing it once was pretty unlucky, or I have been very lucky. I really don't know at this stage. But I just can't get that window to attack yet. I'm being patient. I'm waiting. It's going to come, one way or another. Son of a bitch. You know what? Thank you. No attack. It's just putting up like this final little annoying resistance. But again, it's a demonstration of, depending on what moves they use, it's really hard to make progress in a safe way. Like another Terra Graviton comes now. No. So I think Sloga really is the key move. Once you start seeing Sloga, then everything kind of changes. Okay. Another one. Let's see. Okay, I think the battle is won. Because there's no way that he can take me out in that move. Yeah, I think it's in the bag. Yeah, it's in the bag, my friends. Let's go! Just in case it somehow miraculously doesn't die, I've got Lulu to protect, to dispel. But there you go, we did it. Penance Extreme Challenge without killing the arms. Nice. So it required a lot of focus and a ton of CTB manipulation to get the job done. And of course, keeping tabs on that Judgment Day counter. So it's absolutely essential. We used up a lot of resources, a lot of quick pockets, and all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of cool just to have an all-female party here taking out the mighty Penance without killing the arms. So I think that's pretty dope. I'm happy with that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a very long and intense battle, but we got the job done. There we go, my friends. That was the Penance Extreme Challenge. Now, honestly, at this stage, I'm thinking the fact that I did it first time, I think it's like, I wonder if the Penance Extreme Challenge was actually, you have to not use break HP limit. Is that the extreme part of it? I don't know if this was just the Penance no arm challenge, or this really was the Penance Extreme Challenge. Once I'm done with this, I'll look into it. I'll not kind of misname the title. I don't want to trick people into thinking that I did the extreme version if this apparently isn't. But like I say, to avoid kind of strategies and how it's all done, I really didn't want to spend much time researching and looking it up. I always heard that the Penance Extreme Challenge equals you don't kill the arms. And so I don't know any other kind of variation of that. So I believe you can either break HP limit or you can do it without. Now that I've done it with break HP limit, I have to assume that doing it without break HP limit is potentially even more of a challenge, and I'd have to look into that. Maybe that one's not possible with just like the female characters here and no character swapping. That's something I'd have to check out. But for now, I think I'm very much happy to have completed this challenge and to share it with you guys. So hopefully if this really was the Penance Extreme challenge, people can stop asking me whether I've done it. And now you can ask me if I will ever do it without break HP limit, because that's something I'll have to probably revisit someday, having done this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will more than likely make this like a premiere style video so that you guys can be in the chat and enjoy it as well. I should be in the chat as well. So hopefully you guys all had a great time. Remember to smash that like button. If you had a good time, please consider dropping a super chat as a little something in the tip jar. It would be super appreciated. It really helps these kinds of big videos that take a long time to record and put together, and so I definitely would appreciate it. So that's all I've got for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I will of course always be back with more Final Fantasy X content in the future, so stay tuned and look out for more. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you soon. Take care.